We've come down to Castle Pond at Knepp to do our own little bit of batting, and we've come across one of the campsite managers here and an ecologist who are doing some bat surveying of their own right at the Castle Lake. So they've kindly agreed to let us come harp trapping with them, and fingers crossed we're going to have some bats in hand to show you very soon. This is the harp trap, which has double strands of soft fishing line. It calls them in using a lure and directs the bats down into a canvas bag below, where they can be collected and recorded. They don't really seem to be affected by it.
Not the ones that forage over water, they're not as light sensitive.
So we've set up the harp traps in the woods along by the mill pond, and we're off to check them. Fingers crossed we catch some bats. Our first bat of the night is a Benton's bat.
So you can see the big feet if you want to have a look from that side.
Oh yeah.
They're quite big feet.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Is this a boy or a girl? Let's have a look. It's a girl.
Oh.
And
so pick things up off the water with her feet, right?
but yeah. And she's a juvenile for this year's.
Right.
So the bones haven't ossified.
Okay.
So you see there's kind of quite a white gap in the joints and the finger points just down there. Yeah, she's this year's.
She's got a little mite crawling on her.
Oh yeah,
Are they
they're
parasitic? Or?
very,
Yeah.
very, yeah. Dirty little bats.
Oh really?
Bentons, yeah. Because they always kind of nick other bats' roosts and stuff. They're like the cuckoo of the bat world. So there's one. Can you know that one? It's quite a good ID feature.
Yeah. The little grey belly.
Yeah.
It's a long-eared bat.
Yeah, it says it's a brown long-eared bat, and it is a juvenile.
Wow.
Yeah. This year's. Oh, a little male.
Bentons as well.
Bentons again, yeah. Lots of little Bentons.
The nipple's quite cranial, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about here,
Kind of armpit level or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
Same
She's
as
fat little
us.
sort. Look how fat she is.
And when you said about the bone ossification, you're talking about in the
Yeah,
joints, like
so
it looks a bit
in the
paler,
finger,
does it?
yeah, so let me take off the... almost like a clear band where it hasn't ossified through the middle.
Yeah.
So there's always, it's
like
always
a little gap in it.
translucent.
Yeah.
So the joints haven't joined together. So that's definitely a
youngster.
A youngster. It was this year's. Yeah.
Now time to process some bats.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh them all first and work out which one I'm...
Put the tag on.
Exactly, yes. It's the heaviest, fittest, likely to be a female.
Yeah, you definitely see a little different face, isn't it? Pointier ears.
Yeah. So it's male.
That's what people want to see.
Let's see it. Sex a bat. Yeah.
I think it's a juvenile from this year. He's only 7.5, so about there on the joint.
Yeah.
So that's definitely this year's male juvenile.
So just about to release a little male Benton's bat. See him? So let's watch him go. Go on, little guy. Oh. There he is. How amazing is that?
Okay. So this is our little soprano.
Oh, so cute.
Oh,
Soprano smell.
smell that. It's real musty.
Musty,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go for your nose.
Get your nose right in there.
Yeah, proper misty smell. Isn't it?
They have a lighter face to the common pipistrelle, right?
Yeah,
is
they're
that
more
reliable or?
Yes, it is definitely. They're generally quite a lot lighter. So
Yeah.
his hasn't got his testes aren't very big.
Mm.
Normally with sopranos at certain times of the year their testes are massive. So I'd imagine he's he is a juvenile. Yeah.
Because now, like coming towards the end of summer.
Yeah, so they're probably in that roost there. He's
Yeah.
just popped out for dinner.
Yeah.
And promptly ended up in a trap. The poor little sod.
In a Dol Benton's party.
Yeah.
In the Joe Benton's party. Yeah. Oh, I found a little mite on this little monkey. Got one mite obsession going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or a tick,
Pretty
is it?
tick, yeah.
I wonder has anyone studied ticks on bats? I'm
Oh,
sure
they have,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there we go.
There's another mite a bit further down as well.
Yep, there's one there.
Ooh. Oh yeah, well.
Oh, horrible little thing, isn't it?
I don't know, I love stuff like this.
No. So do I.
Bad, innit?
Let's have a look.
I'm trying to get the hair
Spent
off
too
it so you
much
can see.
time with tiny stuff.
I have, don't I? We have a guy that's really interested in stuff like this.
That's weird.
Are these like specific to bats? These?
Yeah,
things?
yeah,
Oh,
they
well,
are,
probably
yeah.
like specific bats.
Yeah,
And a
yeah.
bit of a parasitology nerd as well.
This is the chunky female. I think she's a
7.5
good.
grams, is she?
Yeah, that's a good face.
Oh, yeah.
You mean I'm gonna be?
You mean me?
I'm going to be the traitor that brings you to my colony. Now, a third species and one of my favourites.
So alien looking.
Amazing looking things, aren't they?
I love when the ears go up there.
Yeah.
That's the best bit. They're working out what's to go. How can they get away?
Which one was in the bag to be released?
This one here, yeah. Do you want to do that?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a female juvenile.
7.5 grams as well.
7.5 grams, so we could radio tag her as well. So I'm going to pop her.
So you do big female Dol Bentons and her, yeah?
Yeah.
You left the soprano, right?
No, I'm not going to do the
Yeah,
soprano because
too
we know where
small.
the roost.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we know where the roost is.
So we're just about to release a male juvenile Dol Benton's bat, which is the water bat. See him here? So we've just weighed him and taken his details.
Let's go for it.
You ready?
Yeah.
So it's cutting the dorsal fur between the shoulder blades. Be careful to get it on the right in the middle of the two shoulder blades so it doesn't
It's not off balance.
so it's not off balance
Yeah.
and it doesn't upset them when they're flying.
Milk sponge.
Too late.
Yep. That's it. Usually quite easy to come off.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
And that activates the radio signal.
And then
instead.
that activates the radio signal. I'll put on the receiver in a minute and you can hear it. Like that. And it just pops on there. So I'll just let that dry down for a bit. So the frequency, I need to write that down. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
We should do the whole looking around thing quite a lot. Come on, sweetie.
Our biggest bat, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh yeah, pop
Isn't
it.
she gorgeous?
Big little gnashes.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, not happy, bunny.
Powerhouse.
Look at the muscles on them. That's what I love
Yeah.
about it. They can see the muscles from flying are so impressive.
Brilliant.
Like a beastie.
Wow, look at her.
She's gorgeous.
Is she? Wow.
Little Miss Whitey.
And look at the hair on the wings as well on the underside.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and she's
Yeah.
some little mites there
Yeah.
or something, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
little wing mites.
Yeah. The wingspan is amazing on those.
They
isn't
are,
it?
aren't they? Yeah.
I've seen them in flight, like in the evenings. They're almost like a starling wingspan,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Their fur is a bit chunkier.
So big, aren't they? No, she's just roosting for the night.
She'll choose her own way then, yeah.
Okay. So this is a female natterers.
Ooh, oh, that's pretty little.
Quite hairy.
Yeah.
Pointy
Pointy ears.
Yeah, so they've got pointy ears and the trachea, so the ears are longer than. If you fold them forward, they go past the tip of the nose.
Yeah.
Allow me to. The other identifying feature with these,
Oh,
all
right.
those hairs, a row of bristles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the cow calf, you can see them there. That's an identifying feature, and they're the ones you often see in hibernation sites. And they've got the really pale underbellies.
Yeah.
They're quite contrast. I reckon Ryan's got quite a few bats.
How'd you get on, Ryan?
Another bumper haul from our trap.
Really?
Really?
Nothing in the other two. There's like
Really?
7 or something. You know.
Okay.
Then.
So, small
Right.
bat.
Yeah.
So it's a lot smaller than Dorbentons. So
Yeah.
in the size, it's a 4.5 grams bat.
Yeah.
So they usually go up to about 5, maybe 6 at certain times a year for pre-hibernation. They're very gobby,
Yeah.
like that.
Dark ears. isn't it?
Dark ears,
Yeah.
yeah, and tragus. So another thing that you can do is to measure the forearm length.
Yeah.
So you use your calipers and to measure the forearm, which can give you an idea of what size. So it's 33.76. So that's definitely like in the range.
Yeah.
Little whiskered. And it's under 32. It's an Alcathoe.
Right. And
Um,
are there more noticeable whiskers on them, or?
No, they're quite dark little faces.
Yeah, it's definitely darker.
Excuse me.
And the ears definitely look darker than the Dorbentons, don't they?
Yeah. Okay. So here we have a Beckstein's bat. It's a woodland specialist. This is a male Becksteins who's not too pleased about me
Oh wow.
handling him.
Big
Bit
ears.
fed up. The larger myotas, so Dorbentons, natterers, and Becksteins. If you compare the ear size, you can just fold it forward, and they're almost like they're double the length, the tip past the nose. Whereas the natterers just go beyond the nose, and the Dorbentons are just shy of the muzzle.
It's a longer muzzle as
And it's
well.
got much longer. It's almost like dog faced, aren't they?
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got much pointy. Its ears are like almost like the size of long-eared ears. Really,
Yeah.
they're quite big.
And this is quite a rare species in the UK, right?
Yeah, very rare species. I mean, they're probably more common than they're previously thought. Until about 10, 15 years ago, they thought there was only 3 or 4 colonies in the UK.
Right.
But now, since the kind of the design and invention of the kind of acoustic lures, it's enabled them to be caught more regularly. And there was the National Becksteins Monitoring Survey. Again, they're woodland specialists, so they're not very common. They're rare throughout Europe, so they're rare throughout their whole of their distribution, and they're right at the edge of the range as you get towards middle of England. They're quite common in Sussex, though. We tend to pick them up quite a bit in Sussex. Yeah.
So we're just finished doing an incredible night bat trapping at Knepp. We got 7 species in the harp traps, and lots of those I'd never seen before. 5 of the species we fitted radio tags to, so that the ecologists can go and track where the maternity roosts are, and then obviously they'll be conserved for the future. Incredible night.